May 1st, 2022. This is Chief Abundance greeting the global community of TACC. It has been quite a while since I sit behind this desk to greet the global community. It is indeed a blessing to be alive, to be able to stand in the gap, to be that bridge that the next generation will be able to cross. We have looked at what is, what was, and what is coming. And the journey that we started in 2019 under inspiration with the formation of TACC is not by guess nor by mistake. It was a divine intervention. Today, if the TACCians globally basically had listened to instructions, TACC would have been at 50,000 today. Today, when you have governments and institutional investors are looking for serious coins, coins with structure, coins with credibility, with sound mission and vision, TACC answer to that call. And so, going uphill in TACC, I've always said it will bring out the best and the worst in us. And so what we are seeing, it's years of being intoxicated that we are from a lesser God and that there's nothing good can come from among us or from us. Hence the reason we have to execute this mission. We cannot fail our next generation. We have no choice. We don't even have an option. We have dropped the baton for too long. We in the TACC community cannot afford to continue. And so I welcome the global community of TACCians. This is a unique opportunity that will only pass your way once. It's still less than 2% of the world know what we're doing. The world is still asleep. The institutional investors, they're looking towards government for regulation. There are one and two of them have put their money in. They have jumped ahead of government. But the barrage of institutional investors, they are still looking and waiting because they too do not understand. And so we are ahead of the curve. This is the time for us to position ourselves in TACC, to position ourselves to change our narrative, to change our story. As I looked across the continent of Africa, as I looked upon your communities, I can safely say that you're 50 years behind the 8 ball. 50 years behind the 8 ball. The irony of this technology called cryptocurrency and blockchain, if we use it as it was intended, we can take over. We can wash away the 50 years. Only this technology alone can do it. So it's not by chance, it's in our hands. But The sad thing, we do not know it. We do not know it. And so you're welcome. This is Chief Abundance. Welcome you from the continent of Africa. Along with me, I have our Global Youth Ambassador and our Acting Chief of Staff. Shout out to them, give them a shout, Ambassador. Welcome the global community.
Hello, good evening, one. Good evening, all to the global community of TACC. It's a good time to be alive, like Mr. Abundance has said, and we are grateful. We are happy. And just in the introduction of Mr. Abundance, he said we are 50 years behind. I just want to correct an impression. Mr. Abundance, sir, as a matter of fact, somebody argued that we are 300 years behind.
Jesus. No,
Yes.
I would not put it. I would not put it that far. Yes, coming from the West, having been in North America, South America, having been in Europe, and other parts, I wouldn't put you 300. Yes, at least you're 50 years. Some will say 40. Yes, but go on. Yes, also. All right. Also with us, we have our director of French territories, Director N4. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, the Abundance Community Coin. I'm very glad to be here again. While we are writing another page of our history. And this is a great milestone that is going to be laid. And I would like to address our French community as well. Je souhaite la bienvenue comme ça à tout le monde qui nous rejoint parce que nous sommes en train d'écrire une nouvelle page dans notre histoire. Notre histoire est riche et notre histoire est pleine de rebondissements et celle-ci en est une parmi elles. Back to you, Mr. Abundance.
You're welcome. Also, we have our National Executive Director for Nigeria, Mr. Paul Akpon Udofia. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, my Chief Executive Director, Chief Abundance, and the family about the action. So, I'm happy and also privileged to be here and to be a part of this great event that is being played. I want to really give glory to God, setting whom God using the Chief Abundance to ensure that generational poverty and penury is eradicated and bring us to abundance. Thank you very much, African.
You're welcome. Also, I think we have Mr. Francis, our National Executive Coordinator over there in Ghana. Welcome, sir. Greet the house.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, wherever you are watching us live from. This is Francis from Ghana, the National Executive Coordinator. Happy to be part of this life-changing opportunity. And also, I will want to thank our Chief Executive or the CEO of TACC, Mr. Abundance, for the great work that he is doing. In fact, Ghana is on fire, especially the very day the news came that 97.5% of the coin is to be bent. In fact, when I posted the information in the local platform, it was great. So before that, I would just say thank you, and we continue with the discussion. Thank you, Mr. Bonner.
All right, you're welcome. Okay. Actually, as we were talking there, the coins are basically on their way. Yeah, they're on their way. All right. So, yes, I want to acknowledge. I think those. I'm not too sure if we have anybody. Let me see if there's anybody else on the line. I don't think we are all here. Basically. All right. So, thank you very much. All right. So, why are we here? The reason why we're here is to further the mission and the vision of TACC. You know, I looked to the forum the other day and I saw some concern. You know, some people were saying, Mr. Abundance, why did we create that much a coin in the first place? How would that affect our school mass adoption? How would that affect the Afro-Caribbean debt? How will we do it? You know, the whole idea behind the 2 billion coin was to give at least people of color at least a tack in their hand. That was the whole idea.
Yeah.
Because if Bitcoin had done that to our children, especially in Africa, their story would be different today. They would have a different story, especially those people who would have secured their coins and not do like Hania Glasgow. But again, we were looking on quantity and not value. You see, we were looking at quantity and not value. And so, what you can do with 1 million coin at 5,000, you can do more with 100,000 at 50, 60, 70,000 per coin, if you understand what I'm saying. And of course, by eliminating, you are creating scarcity. It's just like the other day, the oil price went up because it was said to have scarcity in the market. Rice was short. Purportedly, the price went up. You have anything that is scarce, vegetables on your market, sugar, the demand, rise the price. And so with less coins in circulation, and it's likely that we will have another burning in the next 2 to 3 months as well, which might be the final one. As I mentioned before, the percentage has not yet been determined. So we will see how this go in the House before we can make that determination. So that is going to be the impact. The impact on the coin, the impact on our vision and mission should be a positive one. It also is a wake-up call in the House that we cannot be wandering generalities and achieve anything of any significance. So, and it also is a clear message that you will not be in this position ad infinitum. The season is changing, and it will change and leave some of us unprepared. All right, so Mr. Francis, tell us what is happening in Ghana. What is the fear of the people? Because some people are fearing.
Very well. The very day that announcement was made, I quickly shared this information on the local platform. I think that was Sunday, and the Eastern Region team was going to have their usual training. So the regional coordinator over there and the youth ambassador sent me a message that they were going to hold press conference so that the decision to ban the coin is supported, which this live broadcast, the recording will be sent to the various platforms, including that. In fact, they asked permission from me to post it to the executive platform so that Mr. Abundance will see their feeling, how they were expressed their feeling here in Ghana. And so no problem. And after fact, they did a recording, they did a live broadcast, and they sent me the audio. Before I realized, they themselves started posting the video. And after that, they saw Mr. Abundance also sharing them. And they were so much happy with the decision of Mr. Abundance to share their live broadcast. Now, aside that, the local platform, WhatsApp groups in Ghana were burning just because they were so much happy. And happy in the sense that initially the understanding of the burning of the coin was not there. So it took our time to explain to them what the burning is based on education we also received. And in fact, knowing that it was something that is going to add value to the coin, it was highly supported in Ghana here. In fact, I was having that discussion with the director of training, Mr. Aliu, on that particular day, how the entire group was very active and people were fully debating, supporting. I mean, higher percentage of theatricians in Ghana actually supported the decision to ban the coin. So, in fact, it is something that is being waited for in silence, because if there is something that will add value to the coin and the mission and vision of TACC is achieved, then I don't think there is any theatrician in Ghana that will kick against that, and it is something that is highly accepted. So, Mr. Abundance, you have taken the right decision. One platform, they say, Mr. Abundance, if you don't have fuel to burn the coin, they will be willing to buy you a fuel, even LPG. That will burn it faster. So,
what's that? Say that again.
RPG.
Say that again.
In one of the platforms, the theatricians in Ghana are saying that if you don't have fuel to burn the coin, they will be willing to provide liquefied petroleum gas.
They will assist me.
LPG, so that the burning process will be faster. They will assist you burn it, so that it will turn into ashes and die forever. So that was the reaction from Ghana, basically. So let me allow others to, maybe I'll be giving another opportunity so that I come in.
Yes. Mr. N4.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Abundance. And I just want, before I head in, I would just like to confirm that the transaction that you have done is already there. So the people can go and check it. where the
That's
transparency and the
correct.
leadership is awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Abundance. I really admire the wisdom at work in your leadership. You know, at times I do not say anything, not because I have nothing to say, but because it is better to keep silent when you have nothing to say. It is better to keep silent
Have
when what you
mercy.
are going to utter is not going to benefit any person. It is better to keep silent.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I keep on admiring this living book that we have, that is our white paper. And my eyes never run away from it because
Yes.
this thing is blowing my mind day after day. As I look at it and I see the leadership as you are leading, everything are falling in place. Everything that is in the white paper are falling in place with the leadership ongoing. I am, I marvel at the wisdom, and sometimes I am short of words. I'm short of words, and I just want to thank you for the impact that you have on myself and on many in the on the continent, because I believe some people, even though they are not interested um, in the cryptocurrency space, but your leadership is impacting their life in many ways. Thank you very much for that.
You're
I want to
welcome.
address now
All right.
yeah, I would like to address the French
Go ahead.
community. Um,
Yes, please.
Aujourd'hui, nous avons la possibilité, n'est-ce pas, avec un leadership de qualité. Mais premièrement, j'aimerais signaler à toute personne qui veut vérifier les transactions et les dires de M. Abondance que la transaction qui a été annoncée, qui devait se faire aujourd'hui, elle a déjà été introduite et elle a déjà été confirmée. Je viens de la vérifier. Elle est sur le lien qui vous a été donné de partager. Donc, cliquez sur le lien et vous verrez la transaction. Il y a toute transparence ici. Donc, Monsieur Abondance nous donne comme ça une opportunité de pouvoir nous refaire, de pouvoir prendre notre destin dans nos mains. Et c'est le moment pour chacun d'entre nous de lever la tête et de vivre dignement. Parce que cette opportunité ne passera pas deux fois dans notre vie. C'est une opportunité qui se présente qu'une seule fois. Saisissez-la et faites d'elle le monument que vous avez toujours souhaité avoir. Back to you, Mr. Abundance.
All right. We want to thank our director of the French territories, Mr. N4, who have been one of those leaders that you can count on. Sometimes I don't know how you do it, sir. Join us now. We have our European director, Prosperous Prince, that joined us just now. But before we get to you, we will go to our National Executive Coordinator, Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul, what is the take in Nigeria?
Thank you very much, Chief Honda. Actually, when we have a story right from the voice note the release, also pass the voice note to all the groups. There was a stimulation and also a welcome development, because people so much appreciate that it is now that tax is going to than ever before. So some of them were creating some fear and doubt that what will happen to their coin in the wallet. We told them that your coin in the wallet is safe. There's no problem, and some questions were raised that how are we going to meet up with the Afro-Caribbean Festival rest during the voice note and answer that question. So it is a welcome development. So much happy that in fact we are not making that the way it was. So we started in the year 2019 up, we are making a lot of progress. Despite the fact that we have enemies within that have been fighting against the growth of TACC, there's notwithstanding, I always tell somebody, before you get to Canaan, you must pass through wilderness. There's no how you can eradicate a problem that has been existing for over 400 years without seeing some challenges, which we are passing through now. The fact that for us to receive a testimony with a visionary we have and generation thinker as faith abundant. I want to really appreciate all that you are doing. It is a welcome development. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, our director over there in our national executive coordinator, Mr. Paul Undofia in Nigeria. All right, our director responsible for Europe, Prosperous Prince, welcome. Can you hear us? Prosperous Prince. Hello.
Unmute yourself, sir.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. He's also frozen. Isn't that true?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Prosperous Prince. All right. I think he may not even know that he's frozen. All right. So let's look at what the community is saying. Let's just bring in some comments from the community until Prosperous Prince. Okay, so we have TACC is a game changer there by Marcus. Let's see the one moment there. Okay, TACC the best coin ever, Moses. I think he's one of our admin over there. Coin give hope to Africa Caribbean. Of course, that is where I came in there just now. I think Prosperous Prince is ready for us. Mr. Stephen over there in Ghana. Please, good evening, Chief Abundance and TACC community watching from Ghana. Thank you very much, sir. Catherine, watching from the United States, you're welcome. Wisdom JB, greetings to the house and Honorable Chief Mr. Abundance, the greatest leader I've ever seen. Wisdom, you're welcome. I remain your humble servant. Good evening to the community of Abundance and our one and only true leader, Abundance, Nicholas from Ghana. Hello, everyone. Maria St. Just, that's our director there in the United States. Good evening, Chief Abundance and Global Community. That's one of our admin there in Nigeria. Greetings to the global community. That's our leader yesterday that did the presentation, I believe. We have Madam Blessing here. Good evening, Chief Abundance. Thanks for accepting the call of TACC. You're welcome. And thank you for the role that you have played and still playing. Mr. Carr, TACC to the uphill moment. TACC to the moon, uphill moment. You know, Mr. Carr, I see you calling me, and of course, you know that I'm live, right? Hello, Mr. Yes, hello. Blessings and abundance to all. Thank you very much, Wadiwefa. You're welcome. We just want to introduce very quickly. Good evening, Chief Abundance. Tiashans. Please ask your question. This is the time for you to do that as well. We don't have much time. This is going to be a short broadcast. I think I showed you just now that the coins have been sent. Good evening, family. TACC is indeed changing the narrative. This is out of Nigeria again. Hope this Zoom meeting is being recorded. Of course, when you go back into your link, you can watch this. It is recorded live on YouTube. That is why we do it on Zoom. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and Tiashan from Abuja. You're welcome. Yes, Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael Barr, good evening. Talk to the moon, you're welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, good everyone. I think the same person there. All right, good evening, Mr. Abundance and all the Tiashan worldwide. Welcome to all this historical moment in TACC. It's indeed going uphill. We have Madam Dawn from the Bahamas, from the Cayman. That's correct. You're welcome there. Yes, you're welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and Tiashan. Good evening from Nigeria. Festus. TACC is in making another history today in the crypto space. You're welcome. Talk to the world. You're welcome. All right. Prosperous Prince, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Mr.
can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very
yes,
clearly. One moment.
I am here. I am here. I think I have I'm on the computer and I'm on the phone, and the computer was a bit glitching with the internet, so I used the phone instead. Yes, it's a wonderful opportunity tonight. As you know, in the night in the UK, since we started in November 2 years ago, and the journey that we come through, I must say, I have never seen a downhill for TACC. It's always an uphill for TACC. And we watch through the process. We go live, and then the coin, we go on go live with the coin. And since that is all the different process as followed through as the white paper. And I am so thrilled to see today a next move for new generation to learn and to live to see what we have put forward for years for them to come to inherit. So I would say to all the Tiashan, they have never seen nothing like this, because as we say, we can't just copy and paste. The world is changing, so we have to change things according to the world is going. So we look forward to see things progress this year. By December, everybody will look back and see the milestone and the journey that we have come. So it's going to be great celebration for us to celebrate our own exchange. Our own exchange. I'm looking forward for that, Tiashan, and I'm looking forward for the celebration. Thank you very much, Mr. Abundant. Thank you very much, the community.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prosperous Prince. Somebody asked, what is the meaning of burning? I am now showing you the coins that were sent. These coins are sent to an address, TACC burning address. We have no password for this address. These coins, and that is why we made it public. So in this address, you have 1.948002.00 plus the 2 that was tested. So this is 1.50 billion coins that are in this wallet. Now, the burning is an act where you decrease the amount of coin in circulation. That is what burning does. In other words, we had 2 billion, we now have 50 million. Out of the 50 million, we have 6 to 8 million of the coins that is yet to be minted. As I said before, in circulation, we only have a little over 13 million coins. So these coins will never go back into circulation. And so TACC no longer has 2 billion coins. Officially, we can only have, as it is now, 50 million. And that too will be lessened in our second and final round of burning. Date to be decided and the percentage to be decided. So I'm now showing you the burn address with the coins that were sent while we were live here. It's a very historical moment indeed. Okay, all right. So we have Mr. Pastor Sylvester Force, great movement. Congratulations, Mr. Pundit, our honored leader. You're welcome, sir, from the US. Mr. Apostle, Mr. Bonner, what happens to the dumpers after our own blockchain and exchange? The idea of TACC having its own exchange is to have more oversight over what goes on there. As it is now, I have no oversight over Birect, Crex24, or Cravex, but I will have more oversight as to what happened on our exchange. In other words, just like other exchanges pull over traders for different reasons, I will have that oversight. So when you see certain things are happening, not only that, for you to do any trade on the platform, we will know who you are. As it is now, you can go and Birect and trade without doing a KYC, not with TACC Exchange. So I have customized it, or that is an added feature where you can put all your coin in TACC Exchange, but when you begin to trade, it will prompt you to do your KYC. So we know who is what and who is doing what. So in other words, there is no hiding place on TACC Exchange. All right. I am running through. Good evening, Mr. Abundant. And by the way, somebody asked about the TACC that is in the wallets. The TACC that is in your wallet were released since we went on the blockchain. Since we started the staking, all coins were released. You just need to do your KYC to unlock your coin. That's all. Nobody coin is in because I released those coins because it will be unfair to some people that can stake all the coins while others cannot. So that is why they were being released. So there are no coins that are held. It's just for you to do your KYC. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Abundance, panelist, House of TACC. Very exciting moment. Thank you very much. I am appealing to the global community of TACC. This is not a time to sell coins. The coins have been reduced by 1.95 billion. It's like next to nothing. With our vision in mind, because don't forget that the reason why I did not go further is because we know we're doing our mass adoption with persons with disability, orphanages, and school mass adoption. If it wasn't for that, I would have even slashed this amount in half. But I have to be mindful that we have our mass adoption and our children that are still there to have coins. But I can tell you that there will be a further reduction in the upcoming months. Hi, everyone. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And of course, with scarcity, as I said before, it should, as it is even now, affecting the value of the coin. Because the coin now, a week ago, it was at 3-4 cents. It's now at 25, 30 cents sometimes. And it's all because that people realize that the coins that they could have bought a month ago, they cannot buy today, all because the demand for the coins that appreciate the value. And so that is the whole idea. Rather than to have a coin at 5,000, it's best to have it at 50. As it is now, you can say we are overprescribed in terms of cannot meet investors' requirement, but the TACC community, they don't understand that. They don't understand that. The amount of coins that have been requested based on the price, we cannot supply. We cannot fill the orders. Because if I even attempt to do it now, it will be a suicide mission for TACC. Because the price of the coin is not sufficient for me to engage. And so I am saying to the TACC, be wise. What you're selling for 25 cents, you could be selling today for 25,000. Do you continue? Or when do you wake up? Mine are still locked again, no plans to sell. You have to, after you've done your KYC, then there is a procedure that you follow. There's a video on the website that tells you what to do. So just follow the video on the website. Let us be meaningful. This is what we're talking about. Let us be meaningful. It's hope you can sell this out to buy TACC. The burning of the coin is a good move, and it's a matter of time. Please, it's only 1.9 plus that we see, but you said billion. You will see the full amount. Please, Chief Abundance, my question is, what will happen to the dumpers after your blockchain next? All right. The dumpers will always be there. People will always sell their coin less, but they should not have the same impact. After a while, they will fade away. That's all. As the demand for the coin increases. Okay. All right, then. I want to thank those of you who have sent your question in. Those of you who are sitting on the panel, we just have a final round as we close off already 43 minutes. So we can say that this is another historical moment in TACC. Mr. Paul, do you want to give your passing word?
Yes, thank you very much, Chief Abundance. All the families, welcome. Like I earlier said, it's a welcome development. And by the special grace of God, we are going to a higher ground, which all the past years we have been suffering going to come and change. So I want to really appreciate you, Chief Abundance, being a pioneer, international thinker of this generation and unborn generation. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Mr. Info, your passing shot.
Well, my last word will be on the understanding of the burning of the coins. Mr. Abundance have explained and explained again today. He took the time to explain today. So each of us, we have to educate ourselves. Let's go out there. Education is free on internet today. Go and educate yourself. And most of all, hold your coins. Now that we have started the burning of the coins, hold your coins at least for 3 weeks and watch. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right. Prosperous Prince?
Yes. Well, once again, my last word is that as we can see what is going on around the world here today, and you can see the war going on. Petrol is short. You can't get much petrol. What happened to the price? The price rise the same, because when it goes scarce, you find that petrol rise. So you find that when you can't see much coin on the market today or next week, then you will find that it's time for the coin to appreciate its value and keep rising. Keep rising, keep rising. My prediction is that now in December we should see TACC will be more than 5,000. More than 5,000 we predict that TACC will be. Okay? And we know nothing is promising, but I'm confident in the mission and the step that we have gone forward to do. So it's a win-win for us. Thank you very much, TACC community. Thank you very much, Mr. Abundant, and the panelists.
You're welcome. All right. Finally, our Global Youth Ambassador. I think Mr. Gabriel is frozen. Oh, Youth Ambassador, your final word.
Okay, greetings once again. Once again, it's a good time to be alive. I just want to tell our people that the best investment remains cryptocurrency. People keep crying of cashing out. Where are you cashing out to? Where are we cashing out to? Right? And I've done my research about burning, and I've seen coins that rose from literally $5 to $600 within a span of 1 year after burning. So actually, I wasn't anticipating burning in TACC, but as it comes now, I really believe and I see this going places because I've read and I saw the impact of burning, and I believe the community of TACC will not be an exception. And I keep on saying there must be a cryptocurrency that will challenge Bitcoin, because Bitcoin being a monopoly will be dangerous. TACC is positioned to challenge the monopoly of Bitcoin going forward. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. All right, so this is where we come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure having you today. As you can see, we have done what we said that we will do in terms of the burning of the coin. It is very important that we do exactly what we say that we will do. Because at the end of the day, TACC cannot be stagnant. We cannot be stagnant. We have to be able to be flexible with the time. And it is in the interest of the global community that this decision is done. It's not about abundance. It's about the global community. Mr. Francis, we're missing Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis, I think he went out. Can you hear us? Mr. Francis, are you there? All right. I think he's having some issues there. All right. So as I said, thanks again. I think I captured everybody comments as much as possible. I don't think I've missed anybody out. So we just want to say thank you again. And till I come again with the next broadcast, TACC continues to go uphill. And I hope that this move that we took will be positive throughout the community, and also positive in the appreciation of the asset that we now hold, because that's what it is. It's an asset. And the action that was done is to, as it were, support the asset in hand and also to appreciate its value. Thank you very much again from Africa. This is Chief Abundance. Good evening.